I used to dream. I used to think I was special. I've lived my life as far from the center of attention as you can get. I'm Olivia Robello.
I was born 21 years ago on June 6, 1916, in Kalihi Kauaʻi in the territory of Hawaii. When I remember my childhood, I wonder how I survived. One day, when I was about 5, Mama was outside boiling laundry water and asked my younger sister Eva and me to gather some kindling for the fire.
Wait! You go get the wood this time, Olivia. I'm the one that cut them into pieces.
Who do you think you are ordering me around? I'm older than you.
Don't even talk to me, old lady.
Hey, the next one who argues gets the hot paddle. See? Olivia.
Yes, Mama?
Please do as Eva says.
It didn't hurt at first, even though the part where my fingers were was almost chopped off.
Keep it above your head.
Yes, Mama.
Don't you move it at all.
When I came to, I was in my bed. Mama had washed the wound with a few drops of Lysol and water and bandaged it very neat and snug. I later found out that I had some stitches in the hospital in Lihue, which I had no memory of at all. One thing I know for sure, it was Mama who saved my hand, no doubt about it.
Even though I felt like passing out when I first saw it.
Like other Portuguese women in Kauaʻi, my mother, Mary Fernandez, tended to her family and took in dressmaking and needlework for extra money. They were very good at it. Me? Never happened. The men, like my father, Manuel Robello, either worked for the Sprecos, Kilauea, or Kekaha sugar refineries, or at other jobs involving the sea and the land. In the early days, some men came over to Hawaii as whalers. Most Portuguese families came over in the late 1800s from the islands of Madeira, or like our family, the Azores. They brought with them hopes for a better life, prosperity, freedom from the old way. When I was about 7, we left Kauaʻi and came to Honolulu. Mama, my brother Manuel Jr., and my sisters Eva and Mary. Papa had left the month before and gotten a job at the Dairymen's Association. When we all arrived on inter-island steamship, Papa asked for an hour off of work to go pick up his family. His boss said, sure, no problem. But when Papa got back to the dairy, the boss man told him,
"You're fired. You can't have them here."
That was a pretty bad beginning. But things got better when Papa got a job as a mechanic and heavy equipment operator at the Del Monte plantation. That's when we all moved to Kalihi, not too far from downtown Honolulu. It's been fun growing up right next to the busiest downtown in the North Pacific. The streets are filled with trolleys and buses and cars and more people than I'd seen in one place in my whole life. It's like something out of a Hollywood movie, full of sights and sounds and extras from all over the world. When it got real hot, us kids would take a swim in the cooling waters of the Nu'uanu stream, then head for Kekaulike or river streets where the crackseed parlors and chop suey places and vegetable stands all were. Our neighbors, who aren't Portuguese like us, are Hawaiian, Chinese, Japanese, and Filipino. Different as we are, we all live together on this floating island. They're all poor, just like us. It isn't like anybody's starving or anything, but there are times when things get pretty tough. My formal education, if you can call it that, consisted of 5 years in public school and 1 year with the Catholics. Life in Honolulu was harder than on Hawaii, more extensive too. Because we were poor, everybody had to help out, even us kids. When Papa got laid off from an injury, I too had to leave school and start helping out and get a job. My first job was at the same pineapple cannery Papa had worked. After that, I counted eggs in a hatchery and worked at Young Laundry running burlap bags through a mango machine. On weekend nights, I was a car hop in Waikiki. I liked that job best because I got to eat all the hamburgers and fries and Frosted Melts we wanted and take some home too. My mother is so beautiful to look at. Whenever I'm with her, I call her Mrs. Mother, and she calls me
Mrs. Daughter.
She earns money helping rich ladies in Manoa with their housework. She has to transfer 3 times on the bus from Kalihi and works very hard for the little money that she makes. Sometimes it's as if she's already gone, and I'm remembering her like you remember someone to keep them from completely fading away. The way she laughed at my father's bad jokes, her loving arms around me whenever I was scared, and the look she'd give me when I beat her at gin rummy, which was all the time. Until 2.5 years ago, during the first week of October 1934, my life was ordinary and uneventful. That's when Mama and I took the bus downtown to see our family doctor. Why do I have to go?
It's only a routine visit, Livia. We can't stay healthy without the doctor's help.
But I am healthy.
Yes, we know that. But everybody needs to visit their doctor each year. Your father goes, I go, your sisters and brother go.
Do I really have to?
Come on now, don't argue with me. After Dr. Wason examines you, he'll just ask you a few questions.
What kind of questions?
The kind young ladies your age get asked by doctors whether they like it or not.
Good afternoon, Olivia.
Afternoon, Dr. Wason.
So, how have you been feeling lately?
She has been a little run down.
Olivia?
I have been a little plus.
Go on.
I've been having these pains in my stomach.
All the time?
They come and they go.
Have you been menstruating every month?
It's okay, sweetheart. You can tell him.
I have.
Is the flow heavy or light?
Kind of heavy, I guess.
Does it hurt just then or at other times?
At other times. Once in a while.
You know, these things happen to our tummies, especially when we eat too much Portuguese sausage.
Oh, she does love her linguiça.
We haven't taken out your appendix, have we?
No.
Your cheeks look a little rosy. Are you wearing makeup today?
No.
Been at the beach a lot?
Not really.
Lie down on the table for me, please. Those water blisters on your legs, how long have you had them?
I don't exactly know. Maybe a couple months?
Has she been suffering any kind of stress?
It's probably all the excitement.
Oh, about what?
Olivia just got engaged.
Oh, congratulations, Olivia. I am happy for you, child.
His name is Les Teixeira, a sweet Portuguese boy my parents really like. We met when I was 16. My sister Mary and I were walking home one night from the Kalihi Theater when we saw fire engines rushing to a house on our street.
Would you look at that?
That's not our house, is it?
No, it's further down the block.
By the store?
I think so.
Oh, I hope everybody's okay.
Wow, this is on fire, yeah? That's the biggest I've seen all year.
You just watch him or you start him too?
Oh, you're funny. I know funny. I'm Les. Les Teixeira.
What's that short for? Leslie.
Lester.
Oh, even worse.
Well, I never had any complaints.
Oh, you think a lot of yourself, don't you?
Oh, I'd like to think more about you. What's your name anyway?
Anyway,
Now, read.
Agnes. Henrietta.
Well, whatever your name is, you look like a Kalihi girl to me.
Oh, and what does a Kalihi girl look like in your humble opinion?
Cute, like you. Hey, Agnes! Henrietta! Where you live?
He never got my name or my address. Not for a while, at least.
Roll up that sleeve for me a little higher, please. That mark, how long have you had it?
About 2 weeks.
We've been coating it with red dirt from our front yard.
Has she been suffering any numbness or brittleness or other irritations of the skin? I'm going to take a little sample for the laboratory to check out.
What for?
Just a precaution, there's some things floating around right now.
Things?
Probably nothing to worry about.
It's okay.
Now, this may hurt.
No. That's when he began taking scrapings from around that spot on my arm. He went deeper into the flesh than I ever thought he would. I tried really hard not to scream, and I didn't, but I almost passed out. The sawbones bandaged me up and told my mother.
She's in excellent health for an 18-year-old, not to worry about a thing. Probably just a mosquito bite gone bad.
It was night by the time we returned home and reported to my father that all was well.
You know what your father could say.
He knew.
I told you it was nothing. What?
Les is coming over tomorrow.
Les who?
Papa,
So that's the big surprise?
he wants to talk to you.
About what?
You know exactly what.
We'll see about that. So when do we eat around here?
Manuel!
That's my name. You like my address?
You're just being irritating now. You know how Olivia feels about this boy.
I guess there's a lot worse than Les out there.
Hey, that's not a very nice way to put it, Papa. I think Les is tops.
And really, why is that?
He wants the same things as I do. A simple life and a family. We like each other. I don't pick fights with him like I have with other boys. We're gonna be married as soon as he gets his army discharged. Then we're moving in here with you.
Oh, no.
Never mind you, go. And you better be nice to that boy.
Irritating.
Oh, your father don't like me much.
What? Are you kidding me? Les, he loves you.
No, it's you he loves. I'm just a spider come trap his perfect little Catholic girl.
But you're a Catholic spider, so what's the problem?
Not funny.
Sorry. I wanted so badly to listen in on your talk with Papa this morning, but Mom wouldn't let me. Tell me what he said to you.
Oh, is that an order?
Come on, I have to know.
He asked plenty questions.
Like
How I plan to support you?
you told him about the engineering scholarship you got to UH?
I told him.
And how the Army's gonna pay for the rest of your tuition and give you a stipend.
All that. He said it never sounded like a steady paycheck. Plus, he never sounded excited for taking on another border. Tell me you never seen him go leave his house.
He knows I was only kidding about that.
Stop trying to run everything. You're gonna get us in trouble that way.
Tell me about it, but sometimes it's the only way to get things going. You gotta just jump in and do it yourself.
And what am I supposed to do while y'all trying to conquer the world?
I'm too willful, aren't I?
I knew that when I met you, though.
Then you only have yourself to blame. I'm only kidding with you, Les. I love it when you understand me. When you talk softly to me.
Like when?
Like just now. Oh, I love it when you hold me. I never let a boy get a grip on me before. It's different with you. With you, it's kinda special. I wasn't sure about much back then, but I sure liked having Les around. We cared for each other a lot, but I shivered at the thought of running a house for him, and the idea of someday having a baby scared me even more.
Oh, what, you think this all it takes to make me want to marry you?
I'm not gonna make you do anything you don't want to.
Nah, you just want somebody to go movies with.
Yeah, and give me rides in his car. That was very shallow of me. I know that now. Believe me, I really wanted to marry Les. He asked me more than once, but I just couldn't decide. I told him, leave. He would, then I'd feel so lonely and really want him back. I tell myself over and over, if he ever asks me again, I'll immediately say, yes, Mr. Teixeira, I will marry you. We set the date for sometime in December, 1934. That night, back at home, I had a scary dream. I was inside an old wooden building with an 8-foot fence all around it. The people inside had distorted faces and expressions of fear and loneliness I never can forget. A few were young, most were middle-aged and old. Some were clearly sick with bumps and swelling and swollen ears. Except for that, they looked just like my neighbors in Kalihi. Plenty of Chinese, Japanese, Hawaiian, and Filipino too. There were also plenty of Portuguese people in there that, just like me. There was something about that dream that seemed so real, so depressing, like a premonition of a place that would only bring great sadness with it. My mother was in my dream, standing in an area where people from the outside world were visiting those trapped inside. We looked at each other through a fence in thick greenery. It was as if she'd been to this place before, but something about it felt like the first time or maybe the last.
Contact with patients is strictly forbidden.
When my mother woke me and I told her of my dream, she said,
"Don't think about it anymore, Olivia. Why should you be going to a place like that? Dr. Wason hasn't even called us back. You're perfectly fine."
Soon we forgot all about it and went on with our lives.
Ay, Zazush, look your father. What you doing?
Okay. Can you guys dance? Yeah, show me how to dance. When I marry my husband. Sing it.
I can hear the old Hawaiian saying,
belong when my ship will be sailing back to Kauaʻi. A grand old place that's always fair to see. You're telling me.
I'm just a little Hawaiian, a homesick island boy.
I wanna go back to my fishing port. I wanna go back to my little grass shack in Kealakekua, Hawaii. Where the humumanukunukuapua go swimming by. Where the humumanukunukuapua go swimming by.
Is this the home of Olivia Robello?
Yeah, who wants to know?
Here to take her away.
Take who?
Her.
You touch my daughter, that's the last thing you do.
It's all right, Papa.
By order of the Board of Health, you have to come with me right now to Kalihi Hospital.
Mister, we already went to see Dr. Wason. He never said anything to us.
Besides, I'm not sick. Why do I have to go there?
Because you have leprosy.
All my hopes for a normal life ended that day. The whole world had suddenly changed. We'd all heard about this disease, maʻipake. Nobody really knew how it came to Hawaii or who brought it here. All we knew was that it had been around for almost 100 years and wasn't picky about who it infected. We didn't know anyone personally who actually had the disease. All we knew was that it was something you never wanted to get.
I was no longer Olivia Robello, who was happily waiting to be married. Now I was Olivia. A frozen nothing. I felt so alone I couldn't speak. There was only one thought I had. Excuse me while I get some things together. I searched blindly under the kitchen sink for a box of rat poison I knew my father kept in there, but I couldn't find it. I guess it just wasn't meant to be. That was a day I'll never forget. October 19, 1934.
The whole street turned out to watch me being taken prisoner. My niece, Naomi Ann, my sister Mary's daughter. She was my little darling. Whenever she'd see me, she'd crawl over to where I was and sit on my lap. That day, she tried to grab my hand as I left the house. I told her mother, "Keep that child away from me." It was in that moment that I became a stranger, leaving a home and people that I loved. There are no tears, just disbelief and utter hopelessness. It had become what everyone started calling me.
That Robello girl, Olivia, did you hear? She's a leper, locked up, in Kalihi.
You always whisper when they say that word. As if by saying it too loud, they might become one themselves. I never used to hear that word, and now I hear it all the time. Even on the radio shows the actors say,
"What am I, leper?" You look like a leper. I feel like a leper.
"Oh yeah? You feel like a leper? How did I know what it feels like to be this leper?"
I can still hear my parents wailing as the paddy wagon drove off with me inside straight up Puʻuhale Road. They'd cried like I'd heard Hawaiian people cry when they lost someone. As they were taking me in, I remember 2 years before. I was 16. We were living at the top of Puʻuhale Road, right next to the hospital. Sometimes a truck would pass by our house. The top and the sides would be covered with the tarp, but the back would be open. I could see the people inside, and they'd be crying. Now I'm in a car driving up that same road. Now it's me doing the crying, but on the inside where nobody can hear. When I first walk into Kalihi Hospital, oh my God, it is exactly like my dream. The fences, the sad, distorted faces, exactly. It is a place I'll come to hate. A sprawling encampment of old army barracks and crummy medical buildings. There are signs everywhere telling you where you can't go and where you can, what you can do and what you can't. They don't waste time letting you know in no uncertain terms who is running your life. Everyone's looking at me. The new girl. I try to avoid their eyes, but it's impossible. These poor people are physical wrecks, when once, maybe just a few years ago, they were beautiful and full of life. My mind is racing. Is this what's gonna happen to me? Ugh. There is a smell in this place that you will never forget. A mixture of iodine, rubbing alcohol, and people's tears. I am processed on arrival into the treatment center.
Next. I said next.
Me?
Of course you. Come on quickly. I've got no time to wait. You must strip down to your bra and panties.
What for?
You're about to be examined.
Can't this please be done another time?
Why should we wait for you? Well?
As of yesterday, I have my period.
So
I'd feel embarrassed.
You strip now. Come on.
I can feel these doctors eyeballing every inch of my body. Now I know what monkeys feel like in the zoo. This is the first time in my life that I've been talked about like I'm not even here.
As you know, gentlemen, several genes have been associated with a susceptibility to leprosy. Now, the immune system can easily eliminate the disease during its early infection stage before severe symptoms develop.
One of the doctors is young. He blushes when he sees me. I want to go through the floor, but no such luck.
Some new evidence indicates that not all people who are infected with M. leprae develop leprosy. Genetic factors have long been thought to play a role due to the observation of clustering around certain families and the failure to understand why certain individuals develop lepromatous leprosy while others develop other types. A defect in cell-mediated immunity may cause susceptibility. Your hair is very beautiful, Miss Robello. As you can see, I'm going bald. Do you mind if I have some of yours?
Grow your own, this is mine. The exam went on for another 20 minutes. After that, I am taken into a cubicle.
Can I put my clothes on now?
No. You wear these from now on.
What a farce. We're railroading. They catch you like a crook and you have no rights at all. Bastards! They don't care about ruining a life. They need to give me a few days to take care of my personal affairs.
Please cry. You'll feel better if you do.
Whoever she is, I want to believe her, I really do. But the tears just won't come.
Don't worry too much. I saw you when they brought you in. You look so clean. You'll be going home before 1 year goes by.
I wake at dawn on the morning of my first full day in Kalihi Hospital. It's so quiet I can hear the pigeons outside my window. Pretty soon I begin to hear dishpans and people talking from the kitchen, which is right nearby. That makes me hungry. The room they've assigned me is pretty nice, with lots of daylight, and the paint looks new too. But none of that matters. With each day that passes, I begin to feel less alive, less than human. It's like the wheel of medicine and the numbing routine of hospital life are grinding me down. Every Saturday morning, there's an inspection. A doctor and a nurse make rounds. They go to every building. All the patients line up against the wall on the porch. First, they inspect our hands very carefully as a nurse takes notes in each person's chart. Then one by one, we face the wall, lifting 1 foot at a time. The doctor sticks a pin in the bottom of our feet as a nurse stares at us to make sure from our reaction we still have feeling there. This is how it is, and there's absolutely nothing we can do to change your situation. It isn't too long before I start to get cramps in both my hands. I mean, real pain. After a few months, I begin having trouble grabbing doorknobs. It's painful to even hold a washcloth or a towel. I can feel myself falling to pieces, and fast.
How are you? My heart is pounding as this girl walks near. I am as afraid of her as I am all of the other patients.
My name's Betty. What's yours?
Olivia?
Oh. Aloha, Olivia. Oh, you like some cracked seed? My mother went and sent me some.
I'm afraid to touch anything that a patient has touched. I don't want to hurt her feelings.
Mahalo. Don't mention it.
I can't believe how good it tastes. But it isn't just the sweetness of the candied plum. It's the simple act of kindness that Betty has shown me. It seems to make her happy. How long have you been here, Betty?
2 years. But I'm getting paroled soon. At least that's what the doctors say.
Paroled?
Yeah. That's what they call it here when your tests come up clean and you can go back to society.
I see. I feel good for you, I really do.
My symptoms are almost all cleared up, so I can get my old job down back Waikiki.
What did you do there?
Show the tourists all the sights. You know, the beach, Diamond Head, all the Royal Hawaiian and Moana hotels, Kapiolani Park.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, pays good too. 60 cents 1 hour. Oh, maybe I can get you a job after you get out.
That would be great.
Oh, you can have the rest. I get plenty. See you around.
See you.
I find out that nurses are always making their rounds. They take a sample of your blood and give you something that tastes very bad. What's this?
Epsom salts and baking soda.
I asked for scrambled eggs and ham.
Guess again.
I tried some of this stuff yesterday. It's horrible.
It's good for you.
I don't want it.
You'll drink it all right now, or we'll double the dosage until you do.
After that, I'm taken to a photographic studio where everyone has to have their picture taken. The photographer is in a real hurry to get out of here, I can tell.
Put your arms across your chest and hold them. Come on, let's see those hands. Higher. Higher. Now spread them out.
What?
The fingers. The fingers? They want to see the fingers.
Why do I have to do that?
I don't make the rules, Missy. I just do what the health department tells me to do. Been doing this 9 years, never taken a bad picture yet.
Yeah, I bet that's a matter of opinion.
People are waiting. That a girl. Smile for me now?
The last thing I'm about to do is smile for you, fool.
Look, I know you can do this. Give me a nice, big smile.
Hey! When you're done snapping pictures, you get to pack up your camera. You get to go home to your family. I can't leave this place, so tell me, what do I have to smile about?
Prisoner 3306. That's me.
In my first few days here, I find out that bathing is a favorite treatment. And telling baths and more baths, scalding hot and Arctic cold. A bunch of those a day. Contrast baths, they call them. I've never felt so clean in my entire life.
During my first few weeks, the health authorities pay more than one visit to my parents.
We've begun treating Olivia with daily doses of iodine along with weekly injections of talmugra oil.
I've never heard of that.
It's from a tree they grow in India. It's got what they call hidinocarpic acid, which will slow and possibly cure this tropical disease.
How do we really know that's what she's got?
All of our tests indicate that your daughter has contracted this particular bacteriological infection.
But from where? Nobody wants to tell us that.
Well, that's not something we know. It's just our job to treat it once it's diagnosed.
Try not to worry, Mr. and Mrs. Robello.
That's easy for you to say.
Olivia's being treated with the latest therapies.
And will hopefully, eventually, be released.
What if nothing comes from your treatments? Where does our girl go then?
You know what I think? I think I was perfectly fine until they gave me the bacteria right here in the hospital, just to meet some patient quota or something. There aren't enough janitors in this place, so everybody's assigned certain chores. We girls work from early in the morning, cleaning the bathrooms and sweeping and mopping the hallways and the porches. Then after lunch, we work in the sewing room, sewing bed patches and making pajamas. The Department of Health gets plenty of labor out of us, believe me, and all for $9 a month. Eventually, I'm put to work in the craft shop painting wooden hula girls that they sell to tourists. As if Hawaii is all about hula girls, coconut trees, luau's. If people really knew whose hands were all over these stupid things, they wouldn't be so quick to spend their money. If I never see another hula girl again, it'll be all right by me. I've made a few friends in the shop and in the wards, like Betty and her friend Linda. They try to be nice to me. They know how it feels to be a newcomer.
Aloha, Olivia.
Aloha.
I'm Linda. I've seen you around.
I've seen you too.
Linda's a lot of fun, Olivia. You'll see.
Wow, this place isn't so bad if you know how things work.
And Linda knows.
Oh, really?
She's been here the longest of all of us Honolulu girls.
How long is that?
5 years.
I thought Kalihi Hospital was only supposed to be a processing center.
That's what they tell you, to keep you calm.
Oh, no, Pilikia, Olivia. You stick with us. You'll see. Being in here is not without its rewards.
I like Linda and Betty okay, but I prefer to keep to myself. I like to walk around the grounds, breathing in the plumeria and ginger that grow there. Oh, and the fresh cut grass each week. It smells heavenly. I think they take better care of the grounds around here than they do the people. When I look up at the sky, which I do a lot, I love watching the planes go by, heading to places I'll probably never get to see. Not at the rate I'm going. Other times, I like to sit on the lanai and read the Bible, which can be comforting sometimes. Leviticus 13, and the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, when a man has on the skin of his body a swelling, a scab, or a bright spot, and it becomes on him like a leper sore, then he shall be brought to Aaron the priest, who shall examine the sore. And if the hair on it has turned white, and the sore appears to be deeper than the skin of his body, it is a leper sore. Then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. haven't seen my parents since my arrest. How heartbroken they must be. They're probably trying to go on with their lives. When I close my eyes, I can see the helplessness in theirs, wondering if they'll ever see me again.
They say that we can visit Olivia on weekends if we want. That's all you have to say? Nothing?
I don't think going there right now is a good idea.
When will it be, Manuel?
Later, when all the talk dies down.
Which may be never.
I say we wait and we see.
That's our girl you're talking about.
You think I don't know that? What do you want me to do?
Don't you worry about it. I'm going over by myself.
Mary, Mary, Mary!
Contact with patients is strictly forbidden.
Paging Dr. Wong. Paging Dr. Wong, please come to the nursing station.
It's all right, Mama. If I pay $2 for my work money to the right duty nurse or guard, they'll give it back to me.
But that's not right.
That's just the way it works around here.
Patient 4292, please come to the visitation center.
Welcome to the doghouse. Now tell me what you brought me.
Don't you want to be surprised?
No, I want to know right now so I can make sure they don't steal anything.
Well, I brought pau deuce and malasadas. And some of your favorite, cone sushi and glass noodles from Kalihi Deli.
And ginger ahi?
Ginger ahi, too. Oh, and half a coconut cake. Your father ate the other half last night.
How is Daddy?
He wanted to come with me, but they wouldn't let him off work.
You don't have to lie for him, you know.
Olivia.
And Mary and Eva?
Your sisters said to say hello.
My sister Mary and I have talked on the phone a couple times. I know she still loves me. She's always been there for me as far back as I can remember. But she has a small child, so I can understand why she doesn't visit. My younger sister Eva, she's another story. When she met her future husband, she never told him about me. Never even said she had a sister named Olivia. I've sent her birthday, Easter, and Christmas cards since I've been in here, and I've never once had an answer. Maybe it's the condition of the envelopes that scare her. The health department scissors open the 4 corners and fumigates each one with a mixture of potassium permanganate and formaldehyde from the spread of so-called infection. You can smell that stuff from a mile away. Eventually, I stopped writing to Eva. She's obviously done with me. It hurt a lot at first, but it doesn't matter anymore. And Manuel Jr.?
Your brother's still in school, Olivia. He can't just... Look, they all love you. They're just a little scared.
And you, Mama?
Orderlies to room 42, please. Orderlies to room 42. Stockroom attendants report to quartermaster's office. Stockroom attendants report to quartermaster's office.
You look thin. What are they feeding you here?
It's not too bad. Strip steak, rice, cabbage soup, but lots of pork, but all greasy kind and covered in brown gravy.
You never did like brown gravy.
Maybe just a little on the side. How's Les? I haven't seen my fiance since before my diagnosis. He'd gone to the mainland to get his army discharge, so he wasn't around when all these things started happening to me. I've told my family and friends not to tell him where I am. If he knew, he'd probably break it off, and fast. Better this way if I do it. He's written to me a bunch of times. Mama brought the letters. I've written him back, trying to explain how ashamed I feel and how much I love him and still want to be with him. But before I can get to the end of the page, my pencil freezes. I've thrown all those letters away. I just hope he meets someone who will love him the way I wanted to. I know what he doesn't. Everything from before is over for us now. I'll be in here for 1,000 years. My sister Mary tells me he's been seen wandering around our old neighborhood at all hours.
Does anybody know where the Robello family went and moved to? Somebody told me out Waianae side. But I went, I asked around. Nobody would tell me nothing. Maybe they don't know. Maybe somebody must have seen Olivia. How about you? Have you seen Olivia? Have you? Try look. I took this picture of us not that long ago. Have you seen Olivia? Olivia! Olivia! Olivia!
All visitors will now vacate the hospital premises. Visiting hours are over. All visitors must now vacate the hospital premises.
I'll be back.
I may not be here.
Don't do anything foolish, Olivia. This is where we're living now.
My parents, they cussed me several times already. The neighbors don't want them around.
That's Mary Robello. She has a daughter with, leprosy.
My sister Mary sent me a letter telling me that inspectors from the health department have been watching my family and showing up without notice to take skin sniffs and make other examinations.
Hello? Mr. Robello?
You see that gate in front of you? You cross it, I'll break your neck.
It's my job, Mr. Robello. I have to do it.
You've been warned.
I'll bring the sheriff next time if I have to.
You bring him. Bring the whole damn police force if you like.
Manuel.
You took one of my children. You take nobody else in this house.
They had a neighbor that worked here in the hospital. This witch made sure that everybody in the area knew that their daughter was a patient here. My mother almost had a nervous breakdown. But you know what happened? That woman ended up getting infected herself and becoming a patient here too. I know her name. I see her every day. But I won't tell you. I wouldn't do to her family what she's done to mine. Mama and Papa, dear ones, you're the best parents God ever gave anybody. Your daughter, such as she is, may not be beautiful, but my face might still be in pretty good shape in a few years' time. I'm just not so sure about the rest of me. So when you die, and I hope that's not for a very long time, please forgive me for not coming to your funerals. I know you'll both love me no matter what I look like, but I wouldn't want to disgrace you in front of your friends. Besides, I'll probably be locked up anyway. In early June of 1937, after more than 2.5 years in Kalihi Hospital, I received bad news. I mean, really bad. It is a letter that kills any hope I have of ever getting well.
Treatment is no longer of any benefit to you. This is to notify you that on Wednesday, June 30th, 1937, You are being sent to live on Molokaʻi in Kalaupapa.
Kalaupapa. The very name strikes terror throughout Hawaii. It sounds like the end of the world, the very end. I'm really scared. I can't help but wonder what my life will be like over there. I've seen the old photos and heard all the gossip. I guess soon enough I'll know for sure.
The only trail is guarded day and night by deputy sheriffs with guns.
Yeah, and they know how to use them. My cousin lives topside. She said just last month they went shoot one patient climbing up the pulley. Never did find the body. Probably went feed them to the pigs.
What if I stayed off the trail?
Those cliffs are way too steep to climb.
Yeah, over 2,000 feet.
Well, what about a boat? Couldn't I get on one of those?
Wise up, Olivia. Nobody's gonna take you on board. And where would you go anyway? They just hunt you down and bring you right back.
And no try for swim, even if you were strong like Duke Kahanamoku. Between the currents in the channel and the sharks, you'd be gone.
I think to myself, that might be better.
Believe it, girl. Once you get sent to Kalaupapa, you stay in Kalaupapa.
As time for leaving Honolulu grows closer, I have my packing to do. Pretty soon it'll be June 26th, June 27th, June 28th. I think to myself, oh dear Lord, only a few more days to go before. It's just before dawn now, June 29th, and as of last night, I've made a decision. This is when me, Linda, and Betty, my fellow inmates, are gonna run away.
They'll give us dirty lickings if we go AWOL!
We'll get arrested by the sheriff and put in jail for leaving the grounds without permission.
So what? We're in jail already, so what's there to lose? We sneak out before daylight. What we don't know is that special watchmen have been assigned to tail us so-called troublemakers.
Hey, you, sister.
To hell with it, let's fly.
Hey, you!
Through this broken place in the wall!
Get over here! Hey, you, stop! Grab it! Come on, boy, let's go!
Hey, we don't stop! We don't get faster! No way! They're catching us!
Oh, we fixed it now!
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death.
Amen!
Are you two done?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's how we do it. We each spend a few hours with our families eating ourselves sick on Simon, Paladuce, and linguiça. Then we'll meet up in the evening at the Hawaii Theater on Bethel Street for the 6:30 movie show.
But that's right downtown.
That's exactly where they won't expect us.
Oh, you got this all figured out.
I don't hear you coming up with anything, Linda.
But the guards, they'll be out looking for us.
The hospital probably already went calling the cops. They fine people, you know, $500 for, what do you call it?
Aiding and abetting.
Yeah, that, like real criminals.
So that's what we are now?
Yeah.
We'll stay in the theater till after dark.
And then?
And then we'll see.
You call this a plan?
I don't know about you, but I'm not just gonna walk on that ship tomorrow like some piece of cattle. They're gonna have to catch me first. You play so pretty, Papa. Home all alone?
They're at the fish market.
You didn't want to go?
You know me and fish.
Eat, no touch.
Right. Come closer to me, girl. You're too thin.
That's what Mama said.
And she is right.
I run faster that way.
Oh, yeah? And who taught you how, huh? To the cane fields of Kauaʻi. I should have come to see you in the hospital. I was wrong not to. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm here now. And that's what matters. How come you're not at work?
And they laid me off again.
Again? What for?
So the hospital let you out? Oh, let me guess. You let yourself out. Yeah. They can't keep a real Portuguese locked up for long.
I got a letter.
From who?
The Board of Health.
And?
They're sending me away.
When?
Tomorrow.
Where?
Yes, Papa. Over there. Mama gave me this address. Looks pretty nice.
Yeah. Nobody asks us questions over here. I have a garden on the back, not as big as the one in Kalihi.
With
but,
cabbages?
Yeah.
Tomatoes?
Yeah. And green onions, too. Come, let's go see.
They're probably out looking for me.
They know where we live.
Trust me, the Board of Health knows everything.
You should stay. Stay and wait for your mama, your brother, your sisters. Stay and eat. They're gonna come back pretty soon.
I better not. You can all come see me off in the morning.
Where?
Pier 9. At 7. The SS Hawaiʻi.
That's a cattle boat, Olivia.
So I've heard. You'll be there?
Yeah.
After meeting up, Linda and Betty and I each paid 25 cents for margarita money for admission, and another 25 cents each for 3 butter popcorn, a knee-high orange, 2 Dr. Peppers, a bit of honey, and an extra large Tootsie Roll, which we all shared. Oh, the air conditioning feels like heaven in here, especially in the balcony where we like to sit.
We love looking down at the red velvet drapes and the sheriff all painted in gold. I'm looking forward to today's double bill. Wee Willie Winky starring Shirley Temple and King Solomon's Mine starring Paul Robeson.
My father says he's a communist.
Who cares? I love his voice.
Me too.
During the first movie, Linda and Betty and I start hearing men talking nearby.
Hey there, pretty ladies.
At first, we don't answer. This only makes him and his buddy or aggressive.
Come on, darling. Where you guys at? You don't bite. Yeah, not unless you bite us first.
They aren't nasty or anything, but I'm kind of worried anyway.
We're on shoulders for Pearl Harbor. You guys want to go somewhere after the movie and have an ice cream or something?
I try to focus on Shirley Temple, but it isn't easy. The next thing I know, these guys have moved into our home and wedged themselves between Linda and Betty, shining them up.
Freeze. Linda. Name's Hank. Short for Henry. But your friend never called me that. And what do they call you, little senorita?
Oh, I see. You're the shy, quiet Oriental type.
Before I know it, these sailors are touching my girlfriends in the dark, hanging all over. Linda seems to be enjoying herself. Betty, not really. I wonder what my parents would think of finding me in such a situation.
Hey, sorry about them. You know how it is? Sailors on leave and all. Hey, I've never been to Hawaii before. Sure is a beautiful place.
You're right, it is.
Are you from here?
I'm not from Honolulu. I'm from another island. You ever heard of Kauaʻi?
Kauai?
Close enough.
Sorry. Hey, my name is Joe.
Olivia.
Nice to meet you.
He seems nicer than his friends.
Polite, even.
What about you? Where are you from?
Oh, Arizona. You know, the place with the battleship named after him. Only, that's not the ship I'm on. I'm on a destroyer tender named the USS Dobbin.
The other two sailors look over at Joe and tells me the name of his ship like they really wish he hadn't done that. Pretty soon one of the guys says,
We have a car, but we don't know how to get around. How about showing us some sights?
It's a last night on leave. What do you say?
Well, we can't let these boys ship out without a little tour. You used to do that for a living, didn't you, Betty?
It's not up to me. I don't like the idea at all, but what can we do? We're all allowed tonight. We've got to stick together. On the way to the car, Linda, a real smart-ass, says,
Hey, I know. Let's drive out to Diamond Head. It's really pretty there, and if you look out and the moon is bright enough, you can see Molokaʻi and maybe even Maui sometimes.
Just what the ship doctor ordered, hey, Carl?
Precisely.
Oh, a convertible!
Pretty soon we pull up to Diamond Head Lookout.
This is where people come to watch the submarine races, Hank.
What?
You know. The submarine races.
Hank has no clue what she's talking about until he sees the dozens of parked cars with dozens of couples wrapped around each other.
I think I see one of them damn submarines cruising around out there right now.
Hey, I know. Let's walk down to the beach by the lighthouse. There's hardly ever anyone there at night, so we can drink all those primo beers you boys got.
Sounds like a great plan to me. Fellas?
I'm in, Joe. Why not? Let's go then.
When we get down to the end of the road, Linda and Hank drums the bottom from a plane in front to the sand.
What do you say you and I know each other a little better? Trying to stall?
Betty heads down to the beach with her, sailor boy. Carl, name I'd like you to forget.
I look out to sea towards Molokaʻi. There's no seeing it in the dark tonight, but I know it's there. Not so far away.
Aloha.
You're saying it wrong on purpose now.
Hey, I'm not. I just can't speak Hawaiian, that's all.
I'm glad Joe isn't like the other two. Feels like God is watching over me tonight, knowing what's gonna happen to me in the morning.
Is that better?
Yes, mahalo.
Mahalo?
Mahalo, it means thank you in Hawaiian.
Oh, well, mahalo to you too then.
I think you're a pretty nice guy, Joe. You know, of course, saving.
Yeah, you're a pretty nice girl too, Olivia. For a Hawaiian.
I'm not Hawaiian, I'm Portuguese.
Oh, well, if you're one of them Portuguese, you must be all right. Hey, you want a beer?
No, thank you.
You can have the first sip of mine if that's all you want.
I am kind of thirsty. Oh, that's okay.
So you must be what? 18, 19?
Me? I just turned 21.
Oh, really? Well, you look a lot younger than that.
Not sure if I should thank you or be mad.
So what do you do? What do you do? You go to school or you work or something?
Or something.
All right. The lady has her secrets.
Just a few.
That would be Linda and Hank. I'm worried that someone up at the Coast Guard station will hear them and call the police. That's when I hear...
Oh, what the hell, Carl? You know the guy, don't you?
It sounds weird to Joe the way Carl puts it. And I know what this sailor means. I know what's coming next.
Dude, this girl's got freaking leprosy, man!
It feels like the sand under our feet is caving in. All the devils from the underworld are laughing and so sick.
Is this the truth, Olivia?
Yes, but you don't have to worry. We're not infectious.
What the hell's going on?
Carl's Hansen. And that, as they say, is that.
Please get in the back seat, the three of them. The hell they are! Leave these freaking witches here to rot! I do not want them in the goddamn car with us!
This thought of being stranded out here, Diamond, miles away from the hospital, only added to the dirty the kids were already in for being AWOL.
We can't just leave them here. Oh, no way. We'll drop them off where they say.
You and Hank drop them off if you like. I'm taking a cab back to freaking Pearl.
The hell you are. You'll stick with us, or I'll bash your frickin' head in for you.
By this time, Linda's having nothing more to do with Betty. She looks at her with more hatred than I've ever seen one human show another.
You had to mess this up for us, didn't you, Betty? Our last little bit of fun!
Not a word is spoken on the long trip back through Waikiki. The drive seems to go on forever as we head down the Alawai Canal, to McCulley Street, to Kafiolani, to Dillingham Boulevard, then past the Dolphin Apple Factory.
What if my frickin' pecker falls off?
Did she touch you there?
No. But she held my hand, and then, well, I touched myself.
I can tell by the look on Joe's face that he's trying to make the best of it. It isn't easy for him. The whole thing is such a giant mess.
He was trying to take my clothes off, Olivia. I told him no, but he don't listen. The only way I knew how to keep his hand off me was for telling the truth about us. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Now?
I'm really scared now. What if this one drunk guy gets his way? We'll be felt killed and dumped in the cane fields wherever men leave young girls they have no use for anymore. When we get about a block away from the hospital, I asked Joe, please, can you drop us over here? In the second or two before Hank runs the engine and the car takes off,
Joe looks at me.
Hey, take care, Olivia. Everything will be all right.
Yeah, and drop dead too.
Nobody talks. What is there to say? We duck between the Kauaʻi trees every time a car comes down to Oʻahu Road. Had our eyes on the headlights. By the time we reached the front gate at Kalihi Hospital, it's all locked up. So we sneaked back in the way we left, through the broken place in the wall, and back into our beds. Strange. My room has become so dear to me after more than 2 years. I want to hug every building in this awful place. I want to hide in the bushes of the plumeria and ginger grove and stay there until the end of time. I think of chaining myself to the railing so they can't take me away. Anything to keep from facing what tomorrow will bring. In just a few hours, my family will be up here nigh. They'll bring leis, which they will leave on a table for me to pick up. I will throw the flowers overboard, hoping that they'll float back to shore. It was a sign that it maybe...
Someday I'll return.
At the SS Hawaii gets underway, crew will remove the heavy canvas hiding us from view. Some of the people on board will get seasick, but not me. I know that the trade winds will soon carry out the smell of the cattle that came before us. As we make for open water, we'll pass by Diamond Head. Pretty soon after that, the shores of Oʻahu will get farther and farther away, disappearing altogether as we sail towards a totally unknown future. After a few hours in the channel, we'll see Molokaʻi, the low hills, the tall, majestic cliffs, so tall, like prison walls made of green. Well, enough of this imagining. Only God knows what's in store for me tomorrow. I'll have to leave it in His hands. Until then, I just stand here, trying to remember, while trying to forget. Think maybe I better get some sleep. Soon enough, it'll be shipment day.
Olivia arrived from Molokaʻi June 30th, 1937.
She lived and worked at the Hansen's disease settlement there for over 70 years.
She married the love of her life, fellow patient John Breitha, on March 12, 1945.
They ran a prosperous chicken and egg farm in Kalaupapa until John's death in 1973.
Olivia's unbroken spirit transformed our girl from a victim into an internationally recognized social activist.
Her memoir, My Life of Exile in Kalaupapa, was published in 1988 and remains in print.
Olivia died on September 28,
2006, at the age of 90, and is buried in Kalaupapa next to her husband, John.